HIA Case Manager is Foundation's new software platform for managing home improvement projects. It builds on the capabilities previously available in FEMIS and adds a wide range of new features including case management, workflow tracking, tasks and diaries, works and funds management, document attachment generation, improved management information reporting. HIA Case Manager has an intuitive user interface that makes navigation simple and provides the information that users need when they need it. The user interface is designed to work from all modern web browsers and is fully compatible with tablets and PDAs for use in the field. In order to demonstrate the capabilities of the system, we'll now run through a fairly typical HIA scenario. We'll start by accessing the system as a caseworker who will create the initial case details. At the new case screen, the caseworker enters the details of the client and their inquiry, and the system will automatically match the details with any previous inquiries from that client. For existing FEMIS users, the system can also look up known records from the previous version of FEMIS. This automatically links the records so that all users can see the association between the client and their FEMIS case. After identifying the client, the next step is to record the details of their inquiry. HIA Case Manager allows different types of inquiry to be managed, with each type having its own distinct workflow and custom fields. For example, a quick inquiry can be dealt with by signposting the client or giving advice and information, whereas a handyperson's project or DFG works can go through a more in-depth process. For this demonstration, we'll run through the installation of a stair rail funded through a disabled facilities grant. This is classified as a project. We've configured an example of how this type of case can be run, but workflows, screens and actions can all be configured by each organisation to suit their own needs. Having selected the type of case, the caseworker enters the details, including any custom fields that are unique to the type of case. The caseworker is now viewing the case record and can perform a number of actions including accessing more detail about the client, making notes, uploading files, generating letters, and many more. The case has been created at the assessment stage of the workflow, so the caseworker is now able to record that they've completed an initial assessment. This is an example of custom forms and fields that can easily be configured within the system. In this case, a basic assessment form has been set up. The initial assessment has now been recorded and added to the list of actions that have been completed on this case. The next step is to move the case through the workflow. Having done the assessment, the caseworker can either close the case by indicating that substantial advice has been given, or can progress the case to a technical survey. Selecting the technical survey automatically prompts the caseworker to schedule a visit by a technical officer. The caseworker schedules the visit using the calendar, which is fully integrated to the technical officer's diaries held in Exchange and Outlook. This means that they can book visits based on their availability and when they might happen to be somewhere near the site. Booking the slot automatically records the visit in the technical officer's calendar in Outlook. The visit is now shown in the list of case actions so that it can be tracked. We'll now sign in as the technical officer to progress the case. The technical officer will receive the scheduled appointment through their dashboard work queues, but can also view it in Outlook and receive an automatic email notification. The dashboard shows the technical officer that a new referral is waiting in their work queue. Going into the work queue shows them the detail and allows them to acknowledge the scheduled visit. The technical officer can now record the detail of the work to be completed. This includes the initial estimate of the work and the way in which the contract will be awarded. The system supports the awarding of contracts through a quote process, tendering, or from schedules of rates. The system can also be configured with any custom fields that may be required in order to classify and describe works. In this case, basic details and specification sections have been added. The work has now been identified and linked to the overall case. Next, the user can enter the details of quotes received for the work, including uploading a copy of the quote document from the contractor. The Quotes tab shows all quotes that have been received for the work. The contract for the work can be awarded based on one of the quotes. The user selects which of the quotes to award the contract to and indicates what the reason for selection was. The quotes list now shows which quote was awarded, and the balance sheet shows the overall cost of the work so far. Applications for funding can be recorded on the work and their progress tracked. The user enters the details of the funding request. Different types of funding can be applied for on each work, including DFGs and client contributions. After identifying the funding source, the next step is to record the submission of the application. The user can record the amount applied for and can attach copies of application forms, etc. Ultimately, the application will be awarded or rejected, and the user can record this when it happens, again including documents, including copies of decision letters. After obtaining funding, the work can be approved. The key dates are recorded as part of the work history. After approving the work, the user can automatically generate the order of works for the contractor. This process can continue and covers actual work start, completion, etc. Fees and variations can also be included, but we'll skip that for the sake of speed. Using processes like this, the system can generate management information reports that highlight key metrics. Users are able to choose charts to include in their own personal dashboard. Charts are generated in real time and can include data from any part of the system, including cases, tasks, work, funding, etc. As well as charts, the system can generate detailed management information reports. There are a range of different report types and different levels of report editor depending on your technical skill. Reports can include productivity and workload information, KPI information, key dates and timings, financial and budgetary reports, or more traditional listing reports like those in FEMIS 2, but with more control over report parameters and structure.